Fallout is one of my favorite game franchises, but where did it start? It started as a little game called Fallout Post-Nuclear Role-Playing Game, or just Fallout 1 if you're normal. It was released in 1997, and about 50 people played it. I feel like the game is pretty underrated these days, so that's why I'm creating this video, which is an authentic summary of the Fallout 1 experience. It's pretty good, I think you should try it. Start the game, then you create your character. This is the most important part of the game, and that's why the game lets you skip it completely, because you don't need to know your character. You can just use a pre-made one instead and not know what they do. But, you know, I don't judge. So the game takes place in a nuclear hellscape known as normal, regular, everyday California. And then the Vault Overseer guy gives you your briefing for the mission for the rest of the game, well, the first act of the game. And I'll just let the cutscene play, explains it better than I can.
Ah, you're here. Good. We've got a problem. A big one. The controller chip for our water purification system is giving up the ghost. Can't make another one. The process is too complicated for a workaround system. Simply put, we're running out of drinking water. No water, no vault. And frankly, I think you're the only hope we have. You need to go find us another controller chip. We estimate we have 4 to 5 months before the vault runs out of water.
After you get told what to do, you murder over 6,500 rats. This is how the game teaches you the complex combat system. The combat system consists of using your action points, which is the little green bar, to do things on your turn. For example, you can use an aim shot to hit your enemy in the nuts, or eyes, or whatever, or you can run away, or, you know, yeah. So that's how the combat system works. Then you leave the cave, and it brings you to the map screen. The game lies to you and tells you to go to a location you can't go to yet, called Vault 15. But instead you go to Shady Sands, because it's the only other spot on the map, and you encounter it, and it's like, oh, look cool, a town. When you reach the town, a gate guard will ask your business. After talking to him, you will get a quest to stop the rad scorpions from attacking the town. To be honest, there's not much to do in the Dirtwater town of Shady Sands other than stop the scorpions and fight some raiders. The town doesn't even have a real shop or anything. It has a doctor and it has a guy who will follow you on your travels. Consider this part of the game kind of like a tutorial for interacting with NPCs. It kind of teaches you like how to use the dialogue box. For example, there's 2 buttons in the dialogue box other than the dialogue choices. There's a trade button and there is a tell me about stuff button. The tell me about stuff button, basically you just type in what you want to know, and then the guy will tell you, I don't know what you're talking about, because you didn't type it in right. Or he'll tell you about things. And then there's the barter button, and the barter button opens the trade menu. Pretty self-explanatory, but I thought I'd explain it here, just because I didn't know where else to put this in the video. Alright. Oh, before I forget, also there's a voiced character in Shady Sands. He's the leader of the town. He's called Aridash. He looks like he's made of melted cheese. Also, he's got a daughter. She has voice acting too. She's also made of melted cheese. Look at the terrible early CG. I love it. After Shady Sands, you discover a couple different locations, and I headed to the nearest casino, and I discovered a game-breaking exploit involving gambling, so I quickly amassed thousands upon thousands of bottle caps. I then headed to the nearest raider camp to try out my new weapon. It worked a bit too well, and I've discovered this is one of my favorite early game weapons. After that, I then decided to move on to the story, and I went to Necropolis to get the water chip. You wander through sewers of a dead city for like 6 hours, and then you find a watershed. There's a super mutant outside of it. You can talk to him, or you can kill him. I talked to him to get past him because fighting was hard. Yeah. And then I proceeded to fix the water pump so that when I took the water chip from the ghouls, it wouldn't make them all die because they need water too. And then I left and went to the Overseer, gave him the water chip, and after I gave him the water chip, he basically thanks you, and there's a short cutscene. I'll just play that right now for you.
Have you found the chip? Okay, Dokie, 1 moment. The chip is initializing. There it goes. Self-test is great. Reboot is good. Ah, it's working, and it looks like we have a winner! Ah, you've saved us. You've done it. You saved the vault. You should be proud. But now we need your report. We'll get it from you in the library, please. I just wanted to let you know that the water supply is stabilized. Actually, we're rebuilding our reserves. You did great. I am a little concerned, however. I don't like your reports. What is in the reports, that is. In fact, they scared the heck out of me. It's those mutants. I've done some calculations, and, well, I've come to an unpleasant conclusion. The mutant population is far greater than could be expected by natural growth or mutations. This leads me to believe, I don't really understand it, but it looks like someone's generating new mutants. And at a startling rate, someone's making mutants. As long as someone is creating hostile mutants at this rate, the vault's safety is at stake.
You reached the halfway point in the video. Just like the halfway point in the game, it feels like it should be over by now, but it's not, so, yeah. Also, I'm skipping over some side quests. Don't think about it too much. Let's get back to the story. Why the fuck is my tracking so fun?
Oh, sweet! A Skizzo meltdown!
Hello, and welcome to the Brotherhood of Steel. May I ask your business here? That's great. Wait here a second, and let me... well, I talked to the High Elder, and he said that not just anyone could join. He said you have to complete a quest first. You have to go to the Ruins of the Ancient Order, that's south of here. You've got to go inside and bring back something that proves that you were there. You'll do it. You will? Great. Just bring it back here.
After about 9,000 hours of looking around, doing random side quests, you find the Brotherhood of Steel bunker, and the guy tells you to dig around 3 Mile Island accident aftermath and find a VHS tape. You decide to go because power armor is pretty cool, but before you can take a dip in the Chernobyl reactor, you go to your friendly neighborhood drug dealer and buy some anti-radiation pills and some fucking Capri Suns full of Radaway. After getting a screwdriver, we head to the Demon Core to go poke it. And when you're in the Chernobyl exclusion zone, you find a dead guy. He is holding the Space Jam VHS tape. We have what we came for, so we leave. After doing some other stuff for the Brotherhood, they give you some power armor and you get some cybernetic upgrades, and it's all good. Now you're ready for the semi-final of the game, the Mariposa military base. The base has vats of Mountain Dew that are making super mutants, so you have to destroy the base, or you can get the bad ending. The bad ending is funny. Here's Bandicam footage of it. After this boss fight, of course.
Your bones are scraped clean by the desolate wind.
If you don't get the bad ending, then you will defeat the super mutant boss and the cultists. After administering combat CBT to all the cultists, you will start the self-destruct sequence by picking one of the many random IP addresses in the computer, and then it will start an intense escape sequence, and the timer depends on what thing you picked. After destroying the FEV virus, cutting off the ability to make new super mutants, you have to now cut off the mutant's head command. You find out the mutants are led by a mysterious leader known simply as the Master. You can talk him down if you want, or fight him, which is what I did. After you fight him, the vault starts a self-destruct sequence and you have to escape. I'm just gonna let the ending of the game play out.
One goal, one people, to move forward to our destiny. Of course, the mutants will survive. The mutants will rebuild this world, and only as a mutant will you be allowed to live. You think you can destroy me?
death of the Master was the first major step towards ending his mad dream of conquest and enforced peace. But it is the destruction of the vats that neutralizes the mutant threat. Without the ability to create more mutants and enforce their harsh brand of justice, the mutant armies flee to the east, beyond the no-man's land. The ghouls of Necropolis learn how to maintain the repaired water pump, and eventually rediscover many of the secrets. Structure and becomes a major research and development house. The hub disperses before the might of the mutant army and will never recover. The Desert Raiders eventually regroup and manage to terrorize small communities in the years following your adventures. Your involvement with the various places and people of the Wasteland is well documented by future historians. Only a single question remained unanswered. What happened to you?
You've done it. That's wonderful, amazing. I'm so proud of what you've accomplished, what you've endured. There's no way the people of the Vault can ever thank you enough for what you've done. You've saved all our lives. Who knows, maybe even saved the human race. Yes, that makes the rest of this even harder. Everyone will want to talk to you. Every youngster will look up to you and want to emulate you. And then what? They'll want to leave. What happens to the Vault if we lose the best of a generation? What if we are the only safe place in the world? You just gave us back all these lives. I've made a lot of tough decisions since I took this position, but none of them harder than this one. You saved us, but you'll kill us. I'm sorry. You're a hero, and you have to leave.
I would like to thank you so much for watching my video, and be sure to like and comment if you like the video. Thank you. Bye.